Welcome to Project 8, Video 2. And in this lesson, our main objective is to figure out what type of floor joist that we need to put into this construction. Now, we've already got our sill plate in, and we've already got our main girder going across, and we need to figure out what material we need, what spacing it needs to be, and what type of span can it reach. To find that out, we'll go straight into our floor joist span data chart, and this is on Blackboard, and you can open it up, the attachment, and look at this. And the first thing that we need to look at is how much load is going to be sitting on top of this floor. Now, a typical residential structure is either 30 pounds per square foot with a 10 pounds per square foot dead load, or 40 pounds per square foot live load and a 10 pounds per square foot dead load. Now, the difference between a live load and a dead load is a live load is something that's making motion movement, okay? And that's more or less you walking across the floor or a washing machine or something that's actually making the house move. Now, a dead load is furniture, something that's stationary that has no movement to it. That's your dead load. So, usually a single structure home is, most time you're looking at about 30 pounds per square foot. And most of the time you get into maybe a two-story home or a story and a half, you are looking at about a 40 pounds per square foot. And also, don't get me wrong, in a single structure, if it's a one level, one floor home, you know, it could be different per room. You know, you might not have as much weight and force in your bedroom than you might in your living room or your den or anything like that, your living quarters where there's a lot of people congregated together and moving around. So you might have the house, you might have different loads at different rooms. So that's something to take in consideration. But that's one thing to consider. And our little house I've got here, and like the one you're getting ready to do, is 30 pounds per square foot, 10 pounds per square foot dead load. Now, second thing we need to figure out is what type of species of wood. And we have Douglas fir and larch. You have southern pine. And then down here at the bottom you have redwood. So really that's not even in the question around this part of the country. So it's one of these two areas right here. And I want to say southern pine is what we're going to use. Now, we're going to use a number 2 for floor joist. That's most typical floor joist you use is a grade number 2. And for this structure I want to use a 2x10. That would be great. The reason that I'm figuring a 2x10 is we look across here and we're looking at the span. The first thing I need to do is really jump back into my floor plan here, or my plan view here, and see how far I need to span here. And I'm going to do a rough little estimate here. I'm going to go from the center of this to the center of my wall. Try that again. And we're about 12 foot 7. Okay, 12 foot 7 inches. So now we go back to our span chart and look. And I want to be 16 on center. That would be perfectly fine. So I can use a 2x10. It'll span 18 foot. Y'all see that number 2 grade? 16 on center. It will span 18 foot. I couldn't use a 24 on center because it wouldn't span all the way up to where I need it. And 2x12s, I don't need that much material. And 2x8s wouldn't span the distance. None of them would span what I need. So a 2x10, 16 on center is perfect. So that's the reason I chose this one. So now, when you go back over here and look at it, real simple, real easy. I'll go back to 3D view, and I want to open this up where you can see my floor joist, and there they are. There is my floor joist. They run from, they're laying on the sill plate here, and they're shooting all the way across, and they're tying straight in to my main wood girder here. And right around the edge here, the perimeter, this is called your header plate, and the floor joist, actually they tie right into that header plate. So we'll have to figure our 2x10 floor joist, 16 on center, how many do we need, and we'll also figure out our header plates. So, and again, we'll turn around here and let you look at it, and your header plate will be flush right with that concrete block. So let's do some more calculating here. Alright, so this thing is 40 foot 5, so we'll say it's 40 foot 6, and I want to grab me a calculator here. 40 foot 6 inches, so we'll say 40.5, and we're 16 on center. I'm going to take 16 and divide it by 12 just to give me in feet a number, 1.33. So let's clear that. 40, again 40, and we'll say 0.5, divide it by 1.33. It's saying here we'll need about, if it goes to decimal, round up, it'd be 31. Round up to the whole number. That'd be 31 we need on just one side. Now this thing is equal. This side and this side is symmetrical. So 31, again 31 plus 31. You're looking at 62 floor joists that we're going to need. And we can go in and factor in, remember that, let's go ahead and write that down, 61. We need 61 that we know of. And we'll go back in now, and we've got to figure out how many header plates that we need. And they're going to be 2x10 as well. Whatever your floor joist is, what your header plate is. And we need them, we're looking at 40 foot 5 3/8. And we'll just take, we'll take 40.5 times 2, that'd be both sides. And then we'll take and add in, we'll say 26 foot plus 26, and that's 133 feet. And I'm just going to divide this by 16 foot boards, and we're looking at about 9 boards. So we're going to have 9 boards that are 16 foot long. Nine boards, 16 footers. And again, how long do we need these 61 floor joists? Do y'all remember that? Again, they need to be, that's 12 foot. Well, we're going to have to round up. Remember, it's in increments of 2, so couldn't use a 12 foot. We'll have to go to a 14. So what we've come up with is we need 61 2x10 14 footers. For our floor joist, we need 9 16 foot 2x10s for our header plates, and these are going to be a structural grade of 2, and these are southern pine, and this would solve our problem.